Well, hey, Foothill. It's Friday the 26th, and I wanted to do something a little bit different today. Maybe a couple weeks ago, talked about just being discerning about who we listen to, and so that's one of the things I've tried to do over these last few weeks, especially as we try to navigate the waters of what's been happening with our Black brothers and sisters, I feel like there's some really good voices that we can listen to and that are trustworthy. Let me just mention a couple of things. I read a great article in Gospel Coalition by Philip Holmes. I believe it's called "We Should Be Uncomfortable" or "Should Feel Uncomfortable." If you search Gospel Coalition and Philip Holmes, or feeling uncomfortable or something like that, you'll find it. That's a great article that I think is really important, and would love for you to read that. There's a book that I just recently picked up, and I know it's going to come across backwards. It's called The Color of Compromise by Jemar Tisby, Tisby. There's also a great book review in Gospel Coalition about this book. Jemar is a believer. He really wants to see the church go forward. He wants to see the church be all that she can be. He's evangelical and he's conservative in his beliefs, all that kind of stuff. And yet, what he's trying to do is say, hey, here's the truth that in many ways has been hidden. And so I picked up this book. I've asked the staff to read it as well. Kudos, credit to Katie Dobransky. She read it first, and so we're going to begin reading that. I've also kind of developed this group that I've just been wanted to gather and talk around the issues of race and justice and the church, and so I think we're going to read that as well. So I was talking to that group yesterday, and Courtney Davis, one of our covenant partners, suggested maybe we should talk to the church about this. I know a lot of times we're trying to figure out who to listen to, trying to figure out what we should read, and I just want to recommend this book. I'm in it a few chapters, and so far it's been very helpful. It's it's sometimes hard to hear, man, as a white evangelical Christian. He's not just rebuking white people, but he's saying, man, there's some things that the white church predominantly has not really dealt with, and that we need to know what our real history is so that we can deal with that history and work toward real reconciliation versus what we just think the issues are. So I really want to encourage you. I would encourage you to pick up a copy. You can get it on Audible. I'm actually doing that, and then others are reading it, and Jemar actually reads it on Audible, and I always think that's helpful when the author does that. So, man, I just feel like this is a time when I want to learn, and I hope you do too, and I want to listen, and I want to listen to voices that are not hostile. They're not trying to just shout people down. They really are trying to help, and I find Jemar's tone and this book just to be a really helpful resource at a time like this. So just an encouragement to you that maybe we'd pick some things up and begin reading them. You've got a summer break, take advantage of that. Remember, church on Sunday, 9, 10, 11, or 8 p.m. And man, let me encourage you while we're on hiatus here and trying to figure out how we can come back in light of all the requirements the state and the health department, the county health department are putting on us. And let me encourage you that you stay faithful in the online world, and that you take us on vacation. Like let that be a part of your family rhythms, or if you're single, just a part of your rhythm, that you would say, man, I'm gonna stay faithful in my church attendance, even if it means worshiping virtually with my brothers and sisters. Okay, love you guys. I really want us to learn and grow in this area, and so, man, if a lot of you would pick up the book, I'd love to do that, and kind of just know we'll all be sort of reading this together and learning together, and perhaps and certainly listening, and that'll lead even to some lament about the current state of things. And I think that's a good place for us to be. All right, love you. Have a great rest of your Friday, and I hope you'll be joining us this Sunday, 9, 10, 11, or 8. Have a great day.